Hi, my name is Heide. I'm a great iColorama fan and I want to show the stamp option today. As Jerry told me so nicely, the stamp option distorts an overlying image based on the contrast of the underlying image. And we're going to go into iColorama now so that you can see what that means. I choose any one photo as a starting point, and because this photo has quite a lot of area without contrast, I will place a few brushes just so that we have a bit more contrast to show the effect of this stamp. I am going to use the colorized brush. I will use black as a color and choose a brush that just gives me some straight lines, as I do not want to have anything complicated, so that it's easier to see the effect. So maybe this one could be quite nice, and another one here, and maybe a third one. If I use this brush without modifying anything, it will be exactly in the same direction than the previous brush, and I think it would be more interesting if I changed the direction. So for this last brush I click tip undo and I tap set to change the rotation of the brush manually, and then I'll try the direction here, and this should be alright. As this is now exactly the way how I would like to have it, I apply. This is kind of confirming, and I save, just so that I can go back at some stage and look at what I did or reuse this picture at a later stage. Okay, this is enough preparation. Now we start with the style effect. Style, stamp effect I wanted to say. Style, stamp, here we go. The default already shows quite a lot what this stamp effect is about. I am reducing the opacity now to show how the stamp effect reacts to the picture underlying it. Now changing the angle. Shows a lot of differences. I'll set it back to 0 and changing the size. Yeah. Then we have the possibility to change it from normal to multiply, to overlay, and screen blend options. Back to normal. Now we have preset. This gives us lots and lots of different options to use. I just show a few of them here. Again, lower the opacity to show what it does. Changing angle. Changing size. multiply, overlay, screen, and back to normal. And maybe one more. Here are lots of black and white patterns as well that can be used. We'll try this one. This is rather intense. I quite like it actually. Angle, changing the angle. This is probably the easiest here to see what the angle change does. So it changes the direction. And now the size as well. And changing the size. So many different possibilities. Just from one single template pattern that's put above an existing picture. Now, and the last option that I find really, really exciting is we can use a photo. Any photo that's on the iPad iPhone can be used to play with. And maybe we start with this one. Oh, I like this. So here again, if I lower the opacity, it's kind of easy to see what happens. I switch to change the angle. See how all the different colors fit into the original picture. I quite like this. What I do when I see something that I like, I save it without applying, because often it's quite complicated to get back to exactly the same position. So I save whenever I see anything that I think, oh, that would be nice to use further on. I save it on the iPad. And then I can use that and do not have to try for a long time to get back to how I found this particular place. So I'll continue changing the angle just to play a bit more. Here, this is very nice as well. So I save that. And going a little bit further. I can do that forever. All right, changing size. Beautiful. And back again. And I'll just change it a little bit to a place that I quite liked. And now I change the blend modes, multiply. Here maybe something like this. I'll save this. Now I show how the picture before looks and after. So this is a very nice effect, even in its own, without any further changes. I change the opacity back to 100% and change blend mode to overlay. Ooh, I will save this as well because I like it. And screen. This is interesting too. So I save all of these. Now I could apply one of these, or I go back to my original picture. Right now I haven't really decided how I want to continue, so I do not apply this, but I will try to use those examples that I have saved and use a few other blend modes and see how this works with the original picture. If I tap on effects from here, my previous stamp will not have been applied, and this is why I now see my original picture again. Within effects we have an option called blend, and blend gives us a lot of different blend modes when tapping on the preset. First I need to add a photo, and I certainly want to use one of those photos that I've just created with the stamp. I will choose the first one that I have created, and I will go through the different blend modes and see what it does. So these are the ones we have already seen, and now we have some more that we cannot see in the stamp option, or cannot use in the stamp option. I like the difference effects very often. I will save this. And going further, negation. Oh, this is nice. I will save this as well. This is my favorite so far. Glow is nice as well. Very different. Okay, just by accident I can remember that it was hard light that I used when I said I like it. And I will now apply this and save it once more to finalize this video. This will not be the end of my picture, but it would be enough, it should be enough for now to give you a good idea on what can be done with the style stamp effect. Alright, till next time, bye bye.